So what to expect for this week crypto market outlook? And of course, later on, we're going to have the FOMC meeting, another critical decision coming in from Jerome Powell on whether the rates will be cut or to maintain, right? And by the looks of it, most likely the rates will be maintained. Okay, a 98% chance that Jerome Powell will maintain rather than cutting the interest rate. And is it a rally over, or should we see more downwards from here? Okay, before the FOMC and after the FOMC. Okay, so analysts mentioning that Bitcoin is breaking out but must hold at this level. Okay, so right now what we can see is that the market is currently tanking due to the PPI, Producer Price Index. Okay, so yeah, it's getting hot at the moment, and I think the market doesn't like it. So that's why you can see stocks are also down. Crypto is also taking a breather again. And while Bitcoin is cooling down, okay, right, we hit somewhere around 75, 76K. That was the high of this week. And currently it's somewhere around 72 at the moment. Okay, 72, and then Ethereum also is about 2.2 now. Okay, then we have the likes of Strategy, MicroStrategy, Coinbase. Okay, most of it are also up and following the crypto movement as well. Meanwhile, we can see 200 million was liquidated. Okay, people who are trading leverage or the short squeeze, I would say. Okay, and of course, open interest in Bitcoin also fell to about 3.94%. So there you go. These are the over leverage traders. And of course, you can see here, part to upside still open. So what is the criteria here for the bulls to take charge for the crypto market? As long as the 73.3K support maintains, then we should see some bullish momentum. Okay, we should see some bullish upwards. But for now, I think it's already down again. So projecting somewhere around 79.2 and somewhere around 85.5K as a target. Part to upside volatility is not open, right? Unless this level need to maintain 73.3. Okay, so this is my early charts. Okay, technical perspective, Bitcoin is poised to rally after a daily close above the 73.3. Okay, so these are your targets here. Yeah, so likelihood, my case for next resistance will be somewhere about 80 to 82, some probably 80 to 85. Yeah, so that could be the range. Most likely will be the next destination for BTC for this month, probably leading up to April as well. Okay, a short-term relief rally is much needed. Okay, and you can see this is already happening now. Okay, after how many months we've been getting red candles like this. So short traders were liquidated as Bitcoin rallied above 70K. And then what happened is that new long positions were opened above 73K, indicating traders are positioned for further short-term upside, right? So there you go. These are short-term movement, okay, towards the upside. So traders are turning bullish ahead of the Fed. Shorts were cleared as BTC became 70K, now building above 73K now. So longs are coming in. And of course, we look at the risks, okay, talking about the open interest, or probably people who are taking leverage are starting to take more risk again into the market. So as for now, I think it's still not overheated yet. It's still in cooling period for leverage because the fear and greed index is still showing fear. So I think probably those retails might start to come back in again to leverage trade, okay, to take charge or probably to take advantage of this rally. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to see how the FOMC later on, okay, what Jerome Powell's tone will be like. Will it be hawkish or dovish? So if it's going to be another hawkish tone, then I think probably, yeah, with a maintaining or rate cut, it is already expected. But if it's going to be a hawkish tone, I think this is going to really hit the market even harder because I think the stock market, it is already at a peak and is already having its correction in the moment. There could be more downwards for the stock as well compared to crypto here. Okay, and then next, talking about Bitcoin bottom, nailing the Bitcoin bottom. Okay, and then of course, this signal, okay, has predicted at least 3 cycles. 3 cycles they managed to hit correctly, accurately for the last 3 cycle bottom. What is this signal is all about? Okay, a single on-chain indicator has quietly called every major Bitcoin cycle bottom for the past decade, and then now approaching the important level. So what is this on-chain here? Okay, the setup comes from a monthly Bitcoin chart paired with the net unrealized profit loss indicator. Okay, which track whether the average holder is sitting on unrealized profit or loss, right? In each of the last 3 major bear markets. Okay, so I think this is using the Glassnode on-chain. So nailing the Bitcoin bottom here. Okay, so Bitcoin latest break above 70K and into the mid-70s. Has seen a bullish move slowly returning. Okay, and fear and greed index have improved. Okay, right? So has the market already found its bottom? That is the biggest question here. Okay, and then interestingly, a long-term reading of the net unrealized profit loss or neutral chart shows that the answer may lie in the pattern that's repeated across multiple cycles. Okay, so yeah, I think NUPL indicator is very, very useful. You want to know whether the market has already hit at a euphoria stage or at an extreme bottom. That could also mark as a signal as well, an indicator. Okay, so yeah, this is a chart. Okay, according to the crypto analyst here. Okay, by crypto flow on social media. So Nupal indicator is now approaching that level of Bitcoin bottoms again. So this is the sign. Okay, can't even zoom in, but this is the one that you can go to Glassnode and you go type NUPL and you can see this indicator. Okay, so yeah, again, I think this is probably a short term, right? This is probably a short term bottom, and then following up by the next. Okay, I think this is too early to call for a bottom here. Okay, because there's still more leg to continue. This journey of the bear market is just getting started here. Okay, so even Bragg Capital also mentioned they are already 44%, 42 or 44%. So it's almost halfway there. Okay, so this probably could be the first or second bottom. And then probably you will see the final one probably check at this green market. That could be the case there, right? So price may have already corrected a lot. The indicator shows the emotional capitulation. Okay, all right, seen at prior bottoms may not be complete yet. Okay, probably yes. And then Nupal might continue to push downwards and reach the trend line before our bottom is confirmed. Right, so that could be the case here. So now it's already somewhere here, lower lows. Probably create one more last. But now I think probably we'll go up first for end of March leading up to April, and then probably we remain consolidation and final breakdown. Okay, that could be the case there. Okay, so yeah, I think probably these are the possibilities here. So although no single indicator can call every bottom with perfect precision, the Nupal leaves room for the possibility that one final price crash could still come before the next full cycle. Yep, so we are aligning with this. Benjamin Cowen, okay, who else? CryptoCon, and then now with the NUPL, everything is aligning. The stars are aligning. Okay, people can tell this time is different. You have the 5-year cycle ISM. You know, how is that possible? You know, that we're going to bottom from here, that we're going to continue to a new all-time high. You know, we're already down about what, 60%, 50%. I think this is the bottom. But then again, time from time, the more they change, the more they stay the same. Okay. All right. Cycle keep repeating. We are in a simulation, whether you like it or not. And we are playing this game again. So whether you refuse to take into account or you have your own tune that this time is different, that's on you, right? So we are going to adapt to the market cycle rather than hoping and coping. That's the thing I don't want to speculate something that have not happened yet. Knowingly that we know that this 4-year cycle have been proven from time to time again. The more they change, the more they stay the same, right? So we follow and adapt. Okay, so yeah, this is a setup here. And then, of course, talking about the Bitcoin structure. Bitcoin's fundamental and structure now turning bullish. Okay, all right, so probably there could be weak selling pressure. Okay, probably sellers are exhausted now and probably short squeeze or probably get liquidated. But now we can see the shorts are turning into bulls again. Okay, probably for the mid short term. So we can see here. So Bitcoin is no longer moving like a market under control, right? Moving like pressure has started slipping out of bearish hands. Then if you look here, right, Bitcoin structural signal turns bullish again. So where are we now here? Bitcoin inter-exchange flow pulse. Okay, let me zoom here. So this is the setup here. We are around at this 2K level here. Yeah, so probably we should be bottom on this short term here. Okay, and then probably continue up. Okay, but not much. Okay, it's not going to be much here. Okay, all right, and then yeah, so these are the setup that is happening now. Okay, and yeah, we talk about the 70K sell wall. Also another concern. I think that is the huge resistance that it needs to break. But as of now, they have rejected yet again. Okay, so we are back down at 72K plus. Okay, so and then of course talking about the FOMC later on will be another game changer there, a decider. And then of course are negative funding rates fueling the next squeeze. So that could be a thing. So once the leverage traders are gone or getting calculated or washed out, okay, then there's low funding rates coming in, lack of interest, then probably you can say that the market can continue again, okay, to move. So funding stayed deeply negative, even as Bitcoin moves, showing shorts were overcrowded and increasingly trapped, right? So this is called the short trap. Okay, all right. So crowded positioning often fueled violent reversals once price refused to break away. Okay, so yeah, there you can see what's happening now, short squeeze. And then of course the seller pressure is getting weakened. Okay. All right. So we're going to see whether can Bitcoin continue to take over 75K again. If yes, then I think we're going to go all the way to 80 to 85. That could be the next resistance level. And I think most likely you might guys want to also continue to de-risk rather than, going in again, because we're going to prepare for the second half of this year, right, to really buy back again. So final thoughts, right, you can see because structure improved before sentiment caught up. Okay, that was usually where real moves begin. And then if spot demand held firm, deeply negative funding would have fueled the next brutal squeeze high, right? So which is also true, right? Negative funding rate, which means lack of interest in terms of leverage trading. Traders left or probably no interest at all. And then if the spot accumulation happens, people are accumulating spot rather than playing leverage. Then of course you're going to see the next few or the next movement towards the upside. That is usually the case, and that usually happens. So all these depending on this negative funding rate. So we're going to see how risk averse of these leverage traders come to bet on or to leverage. Not, you should see spot demand continue to rise. Okay, so yeah, that is the one. And then moving on to CME or the Federal Reserve. So we can see what's happening now with the Fed meeting. Okay, so Fed meeting, you can see, okay, later on, we're in another less than 4 hours from now. Okay, there's a high chance that they will maintain the rates at 98.9%. Okay, 1.1% that most likely they will cut, right? So that is the thing here. So confirmation is already there. They will most likely maintain under the Jerome Powell's tenure. So you have one more meeting, which is on the 29th April, and then after that, that's it. 15 May, he's out. Okay, so another thing to take note is the dot plot as well, very important. So not sure how you guys are going to read this dot plot. Okay, FOMC participants assessment of appropriate monetary policy. So I think this is the next game changer here. And depending on those community members, whether or not will they want to proceed, okay, for the next target rate. Okay, whether they want to cut, they want to maintain, they want to increase. Okay, so all these dot plots will take into account. Okay, so let's see how later on. So blue dots indicate the median projection. Data is based on economic projections. Okay, this was on 10th of December last year. And then red dots indicate the effective rate implied by the year-end Fed fund future price. So we're going to see, okay, what is the dot going to come in later on. Okay, all right, so yeah, I think this is the one. And then moving on next, right, more on chain here. Okay, so we talk about Bright Capital yet again. And then, of course, focusing on the stablecoin dominance. So what's happening now with stablecoin dominance? Okay. So as you can see, the monthly chart for stablecoin dominance, price, the market have already changed from bear to bull, right? People are moving more into stables rather than going into alts or EDC. Okay, so short-term macro risk on. So before mid to long-term macro risk off. So as of now, we know that this time is the bear market. So people want to reserve their capital. preserve their capital. So most of them, I think, clinging on to stables like USDC, USDT. So yeah, you can see already broke past this level here of resistance, now turning this level of support. So a pullback here most likely to create a higher low for heading higher again. So I would expect this monthly candle to be red or reversal candle. Okay, one push to create a higher low, and then probably the next following one most likely continue again to hit maybe around this level here, to peak around 5 to 7%. So there's space for Bitcoin to do well in short term. Okay, but overall the time we'll probably see more of what we've seen over these past 6 months. Yep. So macro downside. On a bigger scale, it's a downwards momentum rather than upwards. Right? I already tell you, first half of this year, you want to play defense. Second half, you want to go offense. That is the strategy here. That's how I'm going to prepare for this year. Okay. So short-term relief rally for BTC, outs, you want to de-risk, you want to sell, or you want to, whatever outs that you're holding from the last 2 cycles, you might want to start to de-risk, okay, and giving you a chance to at least exit with a discount, even though at a loss, but with a discount, rather than losing 90% or 99%, maybe you exit, maybe the market give you about 50 to 60%, right? That, instead of losing 90%, maybe you lose about 50 or half, or maybe about 70, 80%. Okay, so this is a thing that you really need to take on, rather than being a back holder and holding all the way up and down, and you never learn. Right? Next cycle, this new cycle comes in again. Okay, you want to have the same mindset. Then better off you just invest in Bitcoin or probably another asset class. Then more news on Swiss block. Okay, so we are in the low risk zone. So which is good, I believe so. Low risk zone, which means probably we could see a temporary bottom. Okay, and the risk index trends towards risk equivalent to 0. We are entering the optimal window for market exposure. So we are already here. Okay, slightly at the bottom. Okay, 16, right? 16. Okay, yeah, I see. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. 16. Probably there could be one more push down, but as of now, we are probably going to see a relief rally, right? Okay, so show in the last bear market. Okay, so historically, this is the sweet spot where being positioned pays off the most. So it's mentioning the last bear market. So we can see the last bear market as well. Okay, here you go. This was when 2021, 2022. Yeah, this is the COVID down, right? So bottom, red, and then turn into blue at the extreme bottom at the level 0. And then you can see already rebounded. I can see it very clearly. So now, okay, this was the last cycle, last 2 cycles. Okay, so now we are somewhere around 16, right? Okay, 16. Okay, so we can compare to the last previous cycle as well. Every time when it reaches almost 0, short term up and then probably come down again. Okay, or should we see an extreme 0 very soon? Okay, so let's see. Okay, so everything is aligning now. And then more data here, talking about the Clarity Act. How important is it? Why is it so important? So you can able to read along. Okay, so passing the Clarity Act appears to be closer than ever, because I think we've been delaying for time from, I think, last month or even last year itself. Okay, it's trending across social media for good reason. Now, if this Clarity Act were to confirm, there is a wide expectation for major bullish momentum to come due to higher comfortability, and from institutions to invest in crypto due to the increased transparency and safety. Now, what's happening here? Let's see. Latest prediction market data indicates 76% of people believe it will be passed by mid-2026. Now, this is very interesting. Why everything is aligning? All these things that's happening in the Clarity Act. And the new Fed chairman coming in by 15th of May, right? So that's what I'm saying. Second half of this year, you want to really prepare. You want to, prepare your dry powder, your USDT, your stables. That's where you really want to start to DCA by deploying. You want to go to offense, okay? Right? So here's the latest timeline of events associated with the major spikes, okay, related to the Clarity Act. Number 1, February 19. Okay, Feb 19 this year, what happened is that House Financial Service Committee advanced the Clarity Act out of committee. And then the second one, 3rd March, which is this month, bipartisan negotiations, amendments signal strong momentum towards passage. And then, which is 17, which is yesterday, right? Trump demands the Clarity Act to be passed. Senate Banking Committee meeting happens today. Growing expectations of passage within 2 weeks. So this is very, very good. Hopefully they will not delay. So 2 weeks from now, that will be what? End of this month. Right? So 2 weeks from now could be end of this month or first week of April. So you can see already this chart. Okay, so these are the events. February 19, okay, legitimacy. Okay, what happened? The chart spike. And then what happened? March 3rd, bipartisan, also here. And then another round again. It was yesterday, right? Market spike. So that could also cause another bullish sentiment for second half. Okay, so yeah, I think everything is aligning very, very well. Okay, these are all the events that you should take note. Okay, for this round. Okay, then moving on next with the airdrop. So airdrop updates for those of you who have been doing USD AI. Okay, the drop allocation checker is now live. You might want to check. Current ICO price is about 3 cents. Okay, 3 cents. So if you've been doing this, you might want to check because the TGE is still yet to be announced. Okay, somewhere around March. Yes, USD. Talking about backpack. I'm not sure how many of you have been trading on backpack. Okay, you might want to check, or probably the TGE is happening 23rd this month. So if you've been trading on backpack, you might want to start to be active, or you might want to go aggressive, right? This is your chance, last chance. Okay, in another 5 more days, this coming Monday, okay, you should see some rewards for your backpack. So hopefully this thing cooks. Okay, if not, then I think probably you might going to get screwed in for this year's airdrop. Okay, because I think it is quite bearish right now to actually deliver the drop. A lot of companies reluctant to throw or to even give out tokens, right, during the bear market. So mostly is to building, okay, networking, getting the community act together, building trust, and then talking about staking, right? So important. Okay, and then OpenSea, okay, it's not going to come in Q1. Okay, so TGE postponed yet again. Then even March 30 also cancelled. And what they mentioned here is the market condition. So another excuse yet again. It's been 8 years, there were many good market conditions to TGE, but it never did. So keep giving excuse, market condition. So I think people are going to lose trust. If you have been doing OpenSea buying NFTs, do it organically, or if not, then just probably just move on. Okay, so again, the delay. So this is the news. And then overall, we have a lot of companies that are going to go ICO. Okay, they're going to offer their tokens for, even today we have Katana, and then this one, FRMZ, EVM layer 1. Okay, this is today. And then we have others like Backpack, P2P, H. Okay, where Esther again, mainnet release, Mizo, Billions, March, Midnight. Okay, so they've been doing all these drops. You might want to check. Too many during this bear market time that are dropping. So hopefully this drop hooks or not, then I think it's going to be a winter mode again for this. Okay, so month of March, suddenly there's so many, including April, right? So not sure what are they trying to do, because usually this year or bear market year, they don't really, promote their airdrop. Okay, mostly it's more to building. Okay, so moving on next with the coin market cap, you can see here. So BTC is at 71.9 now. DH 2.2. We have Ripple 1.46. Solana below $90. Hyperliquid 40.96. Wow, we've been one of the major winners for tonight. Then look at gainers, River, Mincore, 12%, 9%, 𝗧𝗶𝗺𝗀 5%, MOFO. Okay, all right. So yeah, overall, this is the setup here. So we move on next with technicals. So technicals we can see here. Okay, so technicals we can see here. For monthly time frame, so the price is already below the middle band. Below the middle band for the dominant. Okay, breaking down. And then we look at here. So next support will be where? We'll start here. Right, 76.57.63. Okay, weekly time frame, we can see consolidation. Price rejected at the middle band. So I think probably, yeah, I think it's still downtrend for weekly. So we're going to see all these levels to do. Also, we test again, 58.48. Look at daily. So we can see we squeeze price break below the middle band. It's moving down again. Okay. Then what else? Look at the USDT dominance, right? Stable dominance. Okay. So the market cap here for dominance. So like what Benjamin Common say, right? Okay, I've mentioned to you guys also similar. So for now, the bear market, you'll see stables dominance will continue to rise. Okay. So it even went all the way up here, right? 9%. This was a big resistance. And then where's the next support here? Okay. And then where else? Here. 7.15. 7.15. And then probably if you were to go lower, this will be next. This will be the next critical support for the USDT stablecoin market to maintain 6%. Okay, so for now, I think this is normal. What happened? Consolidation pump. Now it's having a pullback. So this is a higher high, right? So we'll create another higher low for heading higher again. So I'm not surprised if this one will turn bearish, reversal candle, or maybe up to April, before we see another leg up again for the market cap of stablecoin dominance. Look at the weekly, you can see higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. See, rebounded again. So you can see already what's happening. People are shifting in, right? Because price is down. And then we look at the daily now. Momentum sell, pullback, momentum sell. So for now, on daily is downtrend. Pullback on the sell zone here. So where's next? Probably the next is middle band here, 7.79. Okay, 7.79. So that is your USDT dominance. Okay, USDT dominance. Now look at ETH against Bitcoin. Okay, so what's happening now with ETH against Bitcoin? Price, again, below the middle band. Okay, below the middle band here. And then, of course, next level will be 0.04088. Okay, so this will be the next one here. And then, of course, what's next? 0.02566. Now, on weekly time frame, also we can see what's happening now. So momentum sell, pullback for the increase sell. Then now it's hitting down. So we can see that this ETH against Bitcoin now is slowly getting rejected again. But on daily, we have a nice momentum. So where is the next level to watch? Probably somewhere here. 0.03027. 0.03027. That is your next level here to watch. Okay, for this level here for a pullback. So momentum, pullback, maintaining this level of support, consolidation, and then continue again. Let's see. These are the levels to watch for ETH against Bitcoin. You'll be squeezed on H4, most likely sell to buy. So probably you see a pullback for heading higher again for ETH against Bitcoin. Moving on next with BTC, 71.6. Okay, so we are down again. Okay, so we can see here for the setup, a lot of levels to watch. This is the 8.7, and your current level it needs to maintain above is 71.4. At the moment, it's still down. So weekly, what's happening now weekly? Look what happened. This was on 2nd March, right? We test, rejected. And then the second week again, 9th of March, we test, still get rejected on the sell zone. Now this is the 3rd week again, trying to retest on the sell zone here. Because it needs to continue, right? It needs to level up or to retest at this here, 78.3, 78.4. And then continuation with the middle band here, 82.5. So much of hassle there. So it needs to see whether can it able to continue. If not, then you're going to get rejected again. Then continue down. And then probably retest your support here at 65.5. It's not good also. But for now, what you can see is that we have a nice momentum back now. So I think it have failed to maintain this level of support at 0.6. So the next level we're going to see is the middle band here on daily time frame. 69.8. So 69.8 will be the next level. We look at H4. Break below the middle band. Okay, break below the middle band here. All right. So structure have already broken for H4. Okay, so probably we're going to see this lower level here. 71.3 will be next. And then continuation with the middle band at 69K again. Probably it could go back there again. That's the thing, right? So then ETH also down 2.2 now. Oh, it's already down. Okay, very bearish. Your critical support 1.7. Then probably to beat back up here at 2.5. And then continuation again, probably about here, 2.8. Look at the weekly time frame, so you can see momentum sell, put back to the entry sell. So this is actually a sell setup here, again for ETH. So what's happening now? 1, 2, and 3. 3 times. Okay, so 3 times again got rejected. So this is also quite concerning. Or probably this could be the relief rally, right? For ETH. Let's see. Because on daily, we can see we have a nice momentum, higher highs, or creating a higher low. So the next higher low support will be right here, 2131. This will be the level that it needs to maintain. And then, of course, we look at other areas as well, which is the middle band here, 2K. If not, we're probably going to revisit again 1.9. That is for TH. And of course, we move on with the alts, right? Other alts. So you can see, right? Let's look into 𝗧𝗶𝗺𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀. So 𝗧𝗶𝗺, wow, okay, monthly time frame. So trend is 20 cents, all-time high 20 cents, now is at 3 cents, 81%. Low was at what, 87. So again, like I said, it's downtrend. So what is this? From 2 to 3. From this low here to right now is what, 65 cents. It's not even 1x. So these are all short-term play. Okay, short-term relief. So next one will be tested here, sell zone 0.046. Then continuation again with the next high will be here, 6 cents. Look at the weekly time frame. Right, down consolidation, descending channel. Now it's trying to break past the middle band. Should we see or not this level to break 4 cents for 𝗧𝗶𝗺? Look at daily now, you can see also consolidation, break, momentum. Look at H4 also, you can see higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. Yep, so overall, you can see the setup, it is very, very weak for now. 𝗧𝗶𝗺, okay, smaller time frame bullish, but look at the major time frame, this is bearish. So what sort of alts are you buying? You're buying just short term. Okay, you're buying short term. You're not going to go to an all-time high. Okay. All right. It's just a short term relief or short term trades. Okay. So the sentiment is already bearish. Retail is not here to buy your coins. Let me tell you this again. Okay. Look at the likes of Solana now. Look at Sui, $1 yet again. Hyperliquid. I think it's been rallying and rallying. Look at that. So look at Hyperliquid monthly. So what's happening now? This is the only out that is performing against Bitcoin. So the monthly time frame, what happened? They have already breached the sell zone at 39. So the next resistance we want to see here is down here from 5.2. We look at the weekly time frame, right? What's happening now? Descending, break, consolidation, break again. So now it needs to break above the top EB here. Okay, it needs to break above the top EB at 41.5. Not, I think we should see a pullback. I think which is most likely to happen. Now here at 37.4, then continuation again probably on the middle band of this level here. This will be around what, 32.4. Probably you say the rally is done. I don't see hyperliquid is going to move high, no matter how bullish or with the kind of utility that hyperliquid have that other DEX do. Right? I think it's going to drag along. It's going to drag this thing down again. Okay, no matter how good the tech is or utility is, if the sentiment is bearish, it will it will be a spillover effect. Okay, it will be a spillover effect. So now we have a reversal topping tail here. So let me see whether this probably could be the end already for hyperliquids ready. Then probably we're going to see this levels right 37, with the middle band here at around $34, right? So it's hyperliquid. So I think probably the FOMC that could be another game changer there. Right? So yeah, we should see something there. Then what else? I think there are a lot here that you need to go for. Look at fetch. Okay, fetch. Okay, so fetch AI. Okay, or ASI here. So 22 cents. Look at that. All-time high is how much? 3.4. This was at March 2024. 93% down. So what is this? Okay, 40% up. This was the low of 13 cents. 13 cents giving you a 22 cents. And we are back somewhere around that here. 2023 levels. Yeah, again, 20 cents. I think remember I told you guys to actually buy. I think it's probably 2022 or 2023, right? Accumulate during this time. Let's say you accumulate 20 cents all the way up here. That's about 16 times the gain. 16x. Okay, if you really play it along. 16x. Okay, from this extreme lows here. Consolidation and then boom. So look at weekly. Okay, descending, now trying to break. See you. Fetch.ai. Okay, 22 cents. And then of course it needs to breach back the top into as well, 22 cents. Look at daily. What is daily doing? Momentum, reversal candle is formed, probably will create a higher low or hitting higher again. So yeah, I think this is a level here. Watch 18 cents for fetch. Okay. Then we look at Pengu. So Pengu happening now, all these outs. It's 0.007. Okay, double top, breakdown. I think this is a new chart here, so we'll look into vaccine. Penguins is the same. Okay, so you can see here for Pudgy Penguins, this is the support, which is 0.05315. It was an extreme low of last year's March, exactly 1 year. Exactly 1 year support. So we can see already what's happening. Now we bounded back here and we are back down. So let's say this was the low, right? Go all the way up here. It's about 10 times, 10x, 1000%. So should we see a repeat or maybe not? Okay. So I think probably for this type of mean points, probably maybe you might want to consider also during the bear market. Okay. Pengu, like Hyperliquid, they have their own beam as well. I think it's PURR per. These are the sentiment that you can follow. They have a strong backing community. You might want to put probably 0.1% or probably the lowest, right? The lowest risk exposure for memes. Because normally there is like a backing, there's a community there. Pudgy Penguins, and then PURR or Hyperliquid, and then Dogecoin, right? These are the solid backing. Okay, that eventually probably the community will be there to continue to drive things again. So that is the conviction that to actually buy and hold this type of memes. Okay, right? And then, but definitely not now. Probably second half, maybe you should consider. Second half, you might want to add some memes exposure. Only those reputable memes which have NFT ecosystem. Right, as you know that Pudgy Penguins have listed a lot of NFTs there. They have a strong community backing. including the hyperliquid spur as well. Next, we're going to go into WorldCoin. So WorldCoin is down and already at an extreme low. So there you go. It's like bleeding. So if you have been getting your free WorldCoin, scanning your eyes, still holding, then you probably want to de-risk as well. Right now, what's the point? It's going down and down. This was the last critical support, 77 cents. It's already broken now. So now it's at 36 cents. Okay, so down consolidation, still exhausted to actually push down again. So we're going to see, is there any, huge reversal back up again? Next level is the middle band descent, hopefully. We look at the daily now, candlestick change of direction from sell to buy, now going back down again. Okay, so hopefully we should see some bottom here for alts. So here, 35 cents. H4 already broke below the middle band. So structure, very structured, already broken. So long way again, okay, to climb for all these alts.